Just a note, this episode contains eating, tapping and clicking sounds. There's a fair chance there's a sound that annoys you, right? Now, think about what that sound is and then consider this. How does it make you feel? For me, it's a sound my mum makes. Every night she heats up this weird barley milk drink and stirs her cup with a spoon, really loudly, and I find it so annoying. So I've been interested in why some people have such strong, impulsive and emotional reactions to common sounds. Sure, some of us get irritated, but other people get angry and even distressed. Is there more to it?
Put it in.
Now, my friend Molly suffers from misophonia. The term literally means a hatred of sound, and it's a sound sensitivity syndrome where people have strong emotional or physical reactions to common sounds, like eating sounds, clicking or tapping, even certain materials rubbing together.
It's easiest for me to start with scraping sounds. I feel like that bothers a lot of people, but that's bad. But that's less bad. And then that's okay. And it's also textural. I feel like a lot of them are quite textural. And when you scrape a rough ceramic alongside a smooth ceramic, it's like a horrible sound for me.
And people with misophonia get more than annoyed by sounds. They experience distress. Their hearts race, their chests tighten, and their muscles become tense.
Actually hurts in my teeth quite a little bit.
Really?
I get a weird, it's almost vibrational feeling in the back of my molars. Yeah, it's almost like tingles up my neck actually for that one. It feels almost shrill.
So why do some people have these reactions? Well, one explanation is that their brains are wired to react to sounds differently. In a recent study, 2 groups, people with misophonia and a control group, were asked to lay in an fMRI machine. They were played neutral sounds like rain on a window, unpleasant sounds like a baby crying, and trigger sounds like someone eating. And when these trigger sounds were played, researchers noticed a big difference between the groups in a brain area that helps you spot noticeable things in the environment and pay attention to them. For those with misophonia, this area went into overdrive and it led to higher activity in other areas of the brain, specifically those responsible for long-term memories, fear, and regulating emotions. This hyperactivity suggests people with misophonia aren't processing those particular sounds the way they should and are reacting to them disproportionately. They experience the anxiety of a life-threatening situation when it's just their girlfriend eating chips. But how do we know that this hyperactivity doesn't happen in all of our brains when we hear something annoying? Well, participants also rated how much the sounds were annoying and distressful. In those with misophonia, while the trigger sounds caused distress, the unpleasant sounds did not, just general annoyance. And the researchers saw this reflected in their brain activity. People with misophonia didn't have the same hyperactive response to just unpleasant sounds. But this is one of the only experimental studies on misophonia, so it's not quite enough to be certain, though we can find some other clues in our behaviour.
Yeah, well, everyone gets annoyed by certain sounds. I know for me.
This is Dr. Mattu, a clinical psychologist with a great YouTube channel. We didn't mean to team dress.
But for misophonia, it's taking that to more of an extreme, where it is very quickly distressing. The first reaction might be just get me out of here.
Though despite these extreme reactions that people experience, misophonia still is not recognised as a disorder, and this makes it really hard to get funding to do more research.
We're not sure what we're talking about when we say misophonia. There's no agreed upon definition, and there's no agreement right now about what are the key features. You don't want to cast the criteria so wide that it would fit everyone, because then it's not something that's different and uncommon and impairing.
For me, hearing sounds I dislike isn't impairing, and this is an important distinction. Sure, we all get annoyed from time to time, but it's mostly trivial. For people with misophonia, the sounds that trigger them are distressful.
But if I hear a low sound that I really don't like low vibrational sounds really bother me, but they bother me in my chest. Like I feel them very strongly, and it makes me feel like I can't breathe. The low sounds definitely, I feel like I've got to leave wherever I am if there's an uncomfortable noise going on.
We need to convince people that this is actually a thing. So a lot more research needs to happen into what exactly is happening to the people who say they have misophonia when they're experiencing it.
So consider that feeling you get when sounds annoy you. It's probably pleasant compared to the strong reactions that people with misophonia have. Just recognizing that this kind of sound sensitivity exists and funding more research will help us figure out why people have misophonia and the best ways to treat it. And I probably should be nicer to my mum. For more on sound sensitivity disorders and specifically treating them, check out Ali's channel, The Psych Show. It's great. I did say that before, but still, you should subscribe. And I first heard about Molly's misophonia on Mike Rugnetta's podcast, Reasonably Sound. Also recommend, there's a link in the description. And one more thing.
Hi, Vanessa wanted me to tell you all that now she has hats for sale. You can buy these hats at gftba.com/BrainCraft. And you can wear them any way you want.
Aren't they cool?
They're pretty cool.
I think they're really cool.
I like the little brain. Can you see it? Is that too close?
Oh, wait. Keep holding it there. Hold it close and I can focus. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. Cool. Oh, that's a good shot, Molly.
Woo!